Hello out there, this is Jack the Questionable with another player character. This week, or this time, I'm going to go on the RPGA Living Greyhawk campaign. Basically, the RPGA Role-Playing Game Association was a Wizards of the Coast thing that was supposed to unite people from across the world on the same storyline, the same aspect. You can take your character and from your homebrew, this wasn't homebrew, and take it to like a convention like WizardCon or I'd say Comic Con, but Kubla Khan I think has some too. And in a sense, it works well, but not well enough. Like, it has a lot of paperwork issue. So let's go with the goods here. The good thing is you can take your character and make him kinda good, not very good, but kinda good, and then take that character to somebody else's campaign at Wizard World or Comic Con, or not Comic Con, Kubla Khan, and play it. Now the bad thing is everything else. So let's go with character first. So with the character, when you make your character, you have to make it with the point buy system. Now the point buy system has changed over the years. It started with 3rd edition, I think. I know it wasn't in 2nd edition, but it started with 3rd edition and went in 3.5 as a variant rule, and then in the 4th edition it was the rule. You had to use point buy, which I think is dumb. And then in 5th edition, it's also a variant again. Yeah, many gamers, many old school gamers will very much gripe on that. So, old school, 2nd edition, 1st edition would be 3d6, that's my stat. So that's 4, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 straight. No, straight down too. That's pretty good. I got 15 decks. I'm gonna be a fighter or a rogue. Many gamers didn't like that and they complained, so they made the RPGA. They made the RPGA be wussies and go by point buy, which is, let's see, let's look in the 5th edition book. Let's see. Before all that, there it is. Point buys. So you start with 0 points. You have start of 27 points. I think it was 28 and 3rd. But essentially same thing. 9 would be 1 point. 10 would be 2 points. 11 will be 3 points. 15, 9 points. So you can't, and in this book you can't get above 15. I know in the 3rd edition you could, because that's what I did with my 2nd character for the RPGA. But for this character, I had made it to 8, 14, 13, 11, 16, and 12, and I was a half elf, which means half elves don't get plus or minuses. So that's straight off the point buy system. This is a different point buy system. But if you haven't noticed yet, I haven't gotten high scores. I don't have high scores. You don't get high scores other than 16, and you'd really have to sacrifice for that 16. And that's the problem with the RPGA. They don't allow high scores. They don't allow characters to be better than average. Every character is average. Other than that, character creation is it's fine to a point. Everything else is fine. Skills, it's all based on class. We'll get on that again. Classes, core. You can only play core classes unless it's authorized in the module. Which this module, let's see, it allows just stuff. So, player's handbook, DMG. So, You can only play a character from Player's Handbook and DMG. Cannot play anything else like Warlock, Scout, whatever else. You can only play core races. Core races, core stuff. Again, with a lot of people complain about that because, well, they spend their good hard-earned money on books up here, and now they can't use it. Now they can't use it. That's all my World of Darkness stuff. But yeah, so like complete adventurer, complete warrior, they can't use those. That just goes out the window. So a lot of people are mad about that. I was not happy either. Not because I couldn't use my books. It's just at this point I played for I think 2 years. Let me look, 2 years, and I moved on. I moved on from just core rulebook, and this only allows core rulebooks. So that's a problem with it. Everything else is fine. You play just as long as you like to play core, it's cool. And everything is fine. I'm gonna get on items in a bit. So here's the adventure module, or the adventure module pages. On here it says your name, your character's name, and your RPGA number. You can get cool. If you play for a long time, you technically can get like cool stuff, like I don't know, just cool D&D stuff, trinkets and stuff. I never really played that long, so I never got anything. On this corner here, it says Adventure 595 CY. 595 CY. That means the year 595 in D&D years. If you try to play this character before 595, this is at first level. So if I try to play a character at first level, or at second level before 595 CY, I couldn't do that. It's just not allowed. You cannot play anything before the year you started. Otherwise, you won't get the points. It wouldn't count. And also down here, it records your gold. I got 450 gold. I spent it on life cost. So I went to 438. That's my gold. That's it. I can't take that gold. I couldn't add any more gold from my starting gold. I asked, how much gold should I spend? And they said, spend all of it on your first character because you're not getting any of it. And that's the truth. You better spend all your gold on your first character because you're not getting any of it at the end. And then through the game, what happens? So let's say we played a game where I think we fought cannibals in a sewer for this family called the Milner family. And it was for the church. My character was for cleric, so he was for the church. So I got favor of the church, and I became a no cannibal for some reason, and I became favor of the Milner family. So if I play any other adventure campaign after year 595, or during the year 595, and the Milner family came up again, I would have favor with them. Or now I'm known throughout the region as a cannibal. That's great. And that would carry on to the next thing. Now that's cool. That would be cool, but I just see it as something to add roleplay value, but not really adding roleplay value, because now you're dealing with different DMs who don't know your character, who don't know your playstyle. It could get bad. So last thing, okay, so there's TU. TU is total upkeep, or I forgot what it's called, but it's total number of games you can play here. You play 52 games a year, so a game a week. But this is only ran at cons, and we did it once on a D&D day, the D&D day for the year at the game store. And I was the demo guy at the game store for many years, and we've only ran this once. and I wasn't even the guy. So that I wasn't even the guy running it. Somebody else had to run it because I was too low on the tier, even though I've been playing for a while, very long time. And the demo guy for the store, weird. So if you notice on the back, here's the back page. I don't know if you can see. I'll scan it later. It says Living Greyhawk Master Item Lock Sheet. Okay, so let's get back to items on here. I have a Morning Star and a crossbow. Well, it has to be on this lock sheet, or I won't have it for the next game. It also says, so there's also other stuff. I have a backpack, holy symbol, all that stuff, all the magic stuff, my armors, my weapons, has to be on this sheet approved, or it won't be for the next game. So, like me, I didn't know what the sheet was for, and I didn't fill it out, and I didn't get the guy to sign it before he left. And he's like, well, I don't know. I couldn't play that character again. All my stuff would be gone. All my stuff would be gone. I'd be a peasant in the next game because it wasn't written on the sheet and signed. I think that's a flaw. I think that's bad. I know that's kind of my own thing. Like I forgot or he didn't tell me. But that's a flaw in the system. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And the last part, play notes. So up here it says, gained a level, lost a level, ability drained, died, was raised or resurrected, and was reincarnated. Now, in this game is rarely run, period, in the Northern California region. I only came across it twice in my whole time playing. So, gained a level, yeah, right. No, I didn't. Lost a level, good luck getting that level back in time. Ability drain, died. Now, if you die before reaching, let's say 7th level when you get the basic raised spell, or whatever level it was, 7th or 9th, you're fucked. Your character is gone. There's no way your character's coming back in a different game. I don't know why they put was raised or resurrected or was reincarnated, because that character's gone. Especially if he's lower than 7. There's no way. Your character would be dead. Dead. Like, if my character died, I'd be like, cool. When can I play him again? You can't. He's dead. It's written. It's written, it's put into your RPGA number that character died, and he's gone. So, that would suck. My character died, and I couldn't build it, or I couldn't play him again, ever. I would hate that, because this is one of my favorite characters. My cleric was my favorite character. That's why I rebuilt him like 5 times for different campaigns. Again, he kind of got old, but I liked him. Very fun. So they tried to run it again at the same game store, and I said, okay, I'll try it again, and I'll be more open-minded. Now, this is not the character sheet. This is the same character, but not the same character sheet. Let's see. Finder. Okay. I have lots of character sheets. Alright, so can't find it. But this is the same character, just higher level. So we'll just use this one. Not that one. This one. So I built this character using the point buy system. This isn't the exact sheet, this is the Pathfinder version. But here's how I got it. It was 18, 8, 20, 8, 8, 8. He was a dwarf barbarian. Dwarfs get +2 to their constitution. -2 to their dex, I think. So I took a hit. 18, 8, 20, 8, 8, 8. And I brought it to Greg the guy running it. I said, I want to play again. And here's my character. And you looked at it and went, this is not going to be allowed. Because I was min-maxing my character. Now, min-maxing is frowned upon. And I know, because I don't like min-maxing characters either. But when it's a point-buy system, yes, I will. Because the only other time I play point-buy system for characters is superhero game. Right here. Not the exact one, but yeah. That's the only time I do point-buy for characters, is superhero games. So, and in superhero games, you have to min-max your character. Because you're a superhero. You have to be very powerful. That's the point of playing a superhero, is to be very powerful. Not so much in D&D, yeah, you gotta be powerful, but you can have fun. So I made a min-max character, and he didn't like it, but he did like it. So what happened was, he didn't let me play in the game, but he said, you can bring that character to my home game. Somebody else is running it, but his home game away from the RPGA. Living Greyhawk. Bullshit. And I said, yeah, okay. So I brought my character, and I noticed that I was pretty much the only fighter in that game, with good reason. A lot of people played support, and I knew them. I knew them from my World's Largest Dungeon game. Most of them played support. So I played a fighter, and I kicked ass. I kicked ass as this dwarf barbarian with an 18, 8, 20, 8, 8, 8. 8 intelligence, 8 wisdom, 8 charisma, 8 dexterity, and I still kicked ass because I had support. Most of my group was supporting me, and that was great. That was great. That was great role playing. That was tremendous role playing, and I had fun. And the game ended I wouldn't say pretty quickly, but it ended after a few weeks. And I was like, man, I really want to play my character. And that's when Pathfinder came out, the beta test. And in there, they had the point buy. I said, and my friend Zach wanted to run it. I said, well, Zach, I have a character who's point buy, and I really want to play him. Zach was like, well, you know, point buy is not very fair. It's very average. You won't get the high rolls. I said, yeah, I know. And so I made the dwarf again with a, let's see, 19, 14, 20, 10, 10, 8. They're more lenient on the points for Pathfinder. Starting at 10 is 0. Yeah, you take points away if you want to go down, or you gain more points. So I managed with a pretty decent character in that game. In that game, I was really kick-ass. I was really just, it was a fun game. We ran for about 6 months, or less than that, but still, it was a really fun game. And you know you're in trouble when the rogue, so I was a frontline fighter, and we kept on having to scout in. We had a rogue. Rogue can scout in. He can sneak into places, but his go-to function was, hey man, my character's name was Aram Blood King. Mr. Blood King, would you like to sneak in this camp with me? Well, of course. So I snuck in the camp with him, or I snuck into whatever place he had to go, because he was scared of getting squished. I could tell. I'm sorry, I'm outing you, but yeah, you were scared of getting squished. And I could tell, because he kept asking me to go in with him. Let's go sneak into this camp. Okay, let's go. And we'd sneak in, and if we got caught, he would be like, I run into the bushes at night. Well, what's a natural thing for a barbarian to do? Draw my axe and fight. And I kicked ass. I never died in that game. Even though we got caught a million times, I never died in that game. It was very fun. Throughout that game, or the earlier game, look through the player's handbook. I don't think it's in this one, but in the back, which if you have any player's handbook of any game, in the back it's the fun parts, because that's optional. Optional stuff. Let's see if they have it. Not really. This is very stripped down. 5th edition, everybody. Stripped down. So, in the back of 3.5 book is improvised weapon chart. And what it is for how heavy an object is, like this table, the more damage it does. I said, well, I can lift about 200 pounds and be fine. Still, even with my armor, I could still lift 200 pounds and be fine. So why not an ox cart? Now, I didn't initially go with an ox cart. I went with a donkey cart. Just 201 pounds, and I was fine. So I used a cart as a weapon for damage. And it was fun because it does cart 46. Yeah, that was in Pathfinder too. That was in the Pathfinder beta. I don't know what bullshit this is doing. But that was in the Pathfinder beta. If this doesn't have improvised weapons or whatever like that, that shouldn't be a real book. If it doesn't have extra stuff in the player's handbook, it shouldn't be a player's handbook. But it is. So I used a cart for a while, and then my first group said, let's anti that shit and put adamantium spikes on it and other stuff to reinforce it so it won't destroy itself on a 20. Because when you roll a 20 on an improvised weapon, it would die. It would be destroyed in my phone. So that was that. I had fun with this character. I had fun with Point by far longer than Living Greyhawk because I improvised. I had fun because I used extra stuff in the player's handbook that's not allowed in the Living Greyhawk campaign. I even put the cart down on my Living Greyhawk character. I said, "Can I play this?" And they looked at me and like, "No, it's in the player's handbook." But that's an improvised weapon, so well, we're not going to allow that because that's different. You got to be average. Average. That's I hate average. So this is why RPGA is no longer more. I think it was in for the 4th edition for a little bit, but they phased it out for 5th edition. They just said, fuck it. No, we're not doing that. And I know why, because people didn't like it, and it was only run once a year, twice a year. Your character's not getting anywhere. Unless your DM was an RPGA representative, like your personal DM, you're not getting anywhere on Living Greyhawk. Or anywhere with the RPGA. Last note, Pathfinder. Speaking of Pathfinder and the RPGA, they have Pathfinder Chronicles. No, Pathfinder Society. They have Pathfinder Society, which is the same concept, except it's the same concept, except without the numbers, without the RPGA numbers. And I see that as a problem. A friend of mine tried to get me into that, and I looked at it as a society that doesn't want people to play. Like it's a higher end society. Like they look down on people who don't know the game fully. Like me, because I was out of the Navy for 4 years. I didn't get to know Pathfinder that well. I just got back. I'm still learning the new D&D and the Pathfinder that's been out for a long time, but again, I didn't play it. I played 3.5 all throughout my Navy career. So and they invited me in, and I think I sat down in once, and they weren't very comforting. They weren't very group happy with me because I kept asking questions like, could I do this? Could I do that? And they were just not helpful. Now that might be that one group in my area, or it could be the whole Pathfinder Society thing, but I don't know. That's comment down if you feel the same way. And they still use the point buy, and I'm alright with this point buy, but again, I like rolling. I like random stats. I like getting an 8. Obviously, because this character has 4 8s. That's 4 negatives to this character. He had crappy dex, crappy intelligence, crappy wisdom, crappy charisma. All he could do is be a beat stick and tank. That's all I wanted. That was probably one of my funnest characters in a long time. Now, of course, I made more interesting characters. Bards, marshals, more smarter characters. But this character also holds dear in my heart because he wasn't very smart. He just went and killed things and did things on a whim. And the rogue saw that as an opportunity to take me. Cool. I almost became a barbarian rogue because of that. Because I kept going in with the rogue on missions, stuff like that. But no, I didn't. I just stuck with barbarian. Anyway, that wraps it up for me. I know it's a bit short one, but that's okay. And I hope that you find these videos well. Here's the Patreon. Here's for the Twitch group. I know I haven't been on Twitch for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever. I'm gonna get in touch with Ryan, who's Nitro Moosin, link, for his Twitch, and I'll just do my Twitch on his. I'll just do my campaigns on his because I don't have the equipment for this. I know I have a camera, but this doesn't connect to the internet or my computer. I have to use SD cards. I know it's crappy. If I could get any advice, that'd be great. Through YouTube messages or whatever. You can get me on Twitter as well. But that'd be great. Other than that, have a good week. Hopefully put out more videos soon. I was just in a bad car accident. Not a horrible car accident, but my car totaled. And yeah, my week's gonna be a little bit harsh. So if you don't see any videos for a while, that's why. I'm just doing this because it relaxes me. Anyway, have a good week. Jack the Questionable out.